From a Simpsons map to what the LEGO collab could look like, these are 25 games every player should try in Fortnite. If you're a fan of the Hunger Games movies, you're gonna love survival games. It's a new map from Denny, and while some things are different, it is still awesome. That means you're sent to a place with dangerous environments, deadly traps, and of course, no guns. It is bows and melee only, so only the toughest opponents win. There's so much detail in this map, from cutscenes to a custom victory animation, so I highly recommend you try this one out. But some UEFM maps don't even feel like Fortnite anymore. In Alien Invasion, this has an entire opening scene that feels straight out of Star Wars or something. You get to pick different cities from around the world and fly all the way there to protect it from aliens. Earth has a health bar at the bottom of the screen. I mean, they went all out on this map. And so did Sunday, because Octogame 2.0 is one of the most insane recreations of Squid Game I've ever seen. Thanks to the power of UEFN, we have upgraded from maps that sorta look like it to Octo 2.0, which is identical to the real thing. From red light, green light to the glass tiles, all we're missing are the famous jumpsuits. But I have to show you Card Chaos. Yes, what you're looking at right now is Fortnite. This is insane. They even play lo-fi music in the background. You can invite any friends along to play Uno, and while you're waiting for your turn, just admire the scenery like this tiny boat. Not to mention, the winner of the game gets to leave the island on a raft while everyone else has to swim. But one of the most unique death runs ever created is Fode Factory Death Run. It's intense, full of custom obstacles, and the cutscenes are out of this world. I mean, you ever seen a death run this polished before? Kinda feels like a Fall Guys map or something, but just wait until you reach the end of the course. There's a huge boss fight against a drill. Weird, right? I'm telling you, check this out, it is 100% worth it. Now, if you're a fan of Temple Run or Subway Surfers, you will definitely love Multiverse Runners. You get to choose between 3 different worlds: Zero Zone, Retro Run, and Toontown, but you gotta beat each one to move on to the next location. It is full of grind rails as you speed around and avoid obstacles. There's custom digital coins that you gotta collect, and there's even an option to play Infinity Mode. Moving away from the lighthearted stuff, now I want to show you Akami no Yakata, a horror map by the one and only Neverty. This guy has been cranking out UEFM maps like it's nothing, but they are always insane in quality and terrifying. This time around, you have to walk through an underground mine that is full of Japanese buildings. It's already super creepy until you reach this hallway and get eaten by a monster. It makes me jump every time. For anyone who likes intense maps but don't want to get jump scared, this one's for you. Mega Ramp Survival is probably one of the most fun experiences I've had in creative so far, just because of how replayable it is. On paper, it sounds simple: run up this huge ramp while every car on the planet rains down on you. When you're actually there surviving against the waves of cars, it's ridiculously fun. Still not as addictive as Wild Boss Survival. I've spent some hours playing this one. You start off with barely any loot and have to take out mushroom enemies in waves. It's kind of like your average zombies mode, but every round new weapons are unlocked and you get to spend gold on perks and upgrades to kill them faster. Once 10 waves are done, you get a boss battle and it switches to a new species. There are 100 rounds with 10 bosses and a ridiculous amount of custom enemies. The effort that went into this map must be insane, and I love that you could die without any consequences. It's just pure fun and it doesn't punish you for sucking. I'll say this next map might ruin your friendships. This is Flush Your Friends, a game show that looks straight out of the 80s. Your teammates have to answer a question and then you guess what they said. It'll really test your relationship with each other, and I love it. And the grand prize for winning is some low budget items. Probably not worth losing your friends, but jokes aside, this is a ton of fun. We need way more game shows like this in Fortnite. Speaking of innovative modes, the Furniture Hunts Us is literally prop hunt in reverse. The environment is rich with detail. There's so many props to choose from, and that's not good for the Seekers, because this time, the hiders are hunting them. The Seekers have to destroy all the spirit shards while the props gotta defend them, and honestly, this game is terrifying sometimes. This will be minding your own business, and then a plant pulls out a pickaxe. Now, if you're good with history, you'll know that dodos are an extinct bird that we'll never see again. But you could relive their extinction event in Dodo's Escape, a map that sounds morbid when I put it like that, but actually is for a great cause. You have to save as many dodos as possible from a volcano that's about to erupt, and it combines elements of a death run with a puzzle map. Super clever, and half of the profits of the map go to charity, so it's a win-win. Speaking of puzzles, if you can't get enough of them, then M&A made a 110 level escape room. It starts off easy, and as you progress through the rooms, they will get increasingly difficult. Honestly, on some of them, you'll really have to use your brain. It's a great solo experience you can speedrun or race your friends to beat it first. And that brings me to Carcore, and yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. You have to complete an entire obstacle course with cars. Each level is harder and harder as you unlock more vehicles, and it genuinely feels like you're playing GTA Online sometimes. Not to mention, controlling your friends and knocking them off is way too satisfying, and maybe I'm just evil, okay? Kinda like the animatronics from Five Nights at Freddy's. Sure, you can hide in the pizzeria, but you won't be hiding from the gang. This time, it's other players. Yeah, this is FNAF Prop Hunt, and it's honestly so dark in this map, the seeker needs a flashlight. It makes things extra spooky, and the amount of props you could be is incredible. I turned into a can and tried to hide behind a Durr Burger, but it didn't work out. And so if you're excited for the LEGO collab in November, you could already start to get a taste of what's to come with LEGO Gun Game by Milo. The entire map is made from base plates and bricks as you would expect, and with Chapter 4's graphics, it looks pretty good. I mean, sure, gun games are a simple concept, but in this one, when you die, it plays the LEGO death sound. For anyone who misses the Imposters LTM, that was one of the first times we got to experience a truly different mode in Fortnite. Sadly, it's deleted forever, or so we thought. Kenio has remade Imposters, and it's constantly being updated with fixes and tweaks. Even the map's thumbnail is a one-to-one remake. I thought it was the original for a second. Speaking of reimaginings, a classic Roblox map has been brought to Fortnite, and it is insane. This is Natural Disaster Survival, and if you've never played it, the name kinda speaks for itself. Everyone has to avoid huge natural disasters as they rip through the island. You can choose to get the high ground or stay indoors, but sometimes it'll backfire. There's items that'll help you survive, like shockwaves or even planes, and if you want to open the escape shelter, you need to find the vault supply drop. Yeah, there's a lot behind such a simple concept, but Noah's Noah killed it. Kinda like Ryan X, he is one of the top creators right now for making innovative maps, and his most popular is Phantom Investigation. It is Phasmophobia in Fortnite. The entire game has a first-person option, and you can bring up to 3 friends along for the ride. Not only do you have to track down a ghost, you gotta analyze it with devices and figure out what type of spirit it is. Let me tell you, the jump scares are more terrifying than Phasmophobia ever was. In fact, there's more types of spirits than you'd expect. You could be dealing with a skinwalker, a child, even a clown. But imagine a combat map without any weapons. How would that even work? Well, this is Edit Wars 2.0 Lava Edition. You start on a layer of builds and gotta edit them to make other players fall down. Once you've fallen through all 3 layers, you'll land straight into a pit of lava. This is a game of patience and editing skills. It's so unique and I highly recommend it. If you're up for even more thrilling action, Fort Gario is literally the UEFN version of a Gario. It doesn't even feel like Fortnite. As you'd expect, you start small, eat pellets to grow large until you gobble up all the other players. It's still in the early stages, so there are way more features coming that'll let you customize the game, but it's still really fun. Everyone knows about Only Up. It was one of the biggest creative maps Fortnite has ever seen. Everybody rushed to copy it, and now there are dozens of Only Up maps out there trying to get a slice of its success. Most of them I'd ignore, but one caught my eye: Driving Up. Instead of parkour, you have to complete the entire course with vehicles, and it's actually designed super well. The risk of falling is like 10 times worse though, so prepare to rage quit. Okay, so I talked about Wild Boss Survival earlier with unique enemies, but there's a much different experience called boss battles. I can't lie, on the surface, it's not that appealing until you realize who you're fighting. The first boss is a Midas Dragon, and as you progress through, you'll eventually battle people like Laserbeam and Mr. Beast. There's nothing funnier than seeing a huge Mr. Beast with a feastable spin attack. I mean, this is golden. You'll have a lot of fun with this one, and yes, there is even a Prime boss. They all have unique attacks too. This isn't some quick trend hopping map. They seriously put a lot of work into this. So did the creators of Coffee Tycoon. There are plenty of tycoons in Fortnite, and most of them aren't great. So when a quality map surfaces, I just have to recommend it. You start your coffee shop pretty small and have to work as a barista, farming beans from plants, collecting milk from cows, then pouring it and serving coffee to customers. You get to upgrade your shop with your hard-earned gold, and there's even a furniture catalog so you can pick and choose how you decorate it. Another classic Roblox game is Pet Simulator X, and Senix has remade this in Fortnite with his own spin, Pet Simulation X. Honestly, it's almost identical to the original and just as addictive. You start in a simple biome with low health enemies. As you take them out, you'll earn gold to buy eggs. Great job, and now you got pets. These help you in battle, and some of them are really strong. Not to mention, there's lucky wheels that can give you XP, and each new biome comes with plenty of exclusive pets and weapons. It's honestly a fun grind. One of the craziest maps out there right now has gotta be Simpsons Gun Game. The whole map is set in Springfield with the iconic cartoon houses, Sign in the Hills, and even the nuclear power plant. Look around for long enough and you'll see some of your favorite characters like Grandpa, God in the Sky, and even some strange Easter eggs. The whole point of the mode is to rack up limbs, swapping weapons as you work your way up the leaderboard. And the best part, this is the elimination sound. I'm praying Epic makes this an official collab one day. Just imagine Bart Simpson running around with a pump. And if you want to sit back and relax, Gas Paradise might be the one for you. It's a free-for-all driving map with tons of circuits, all with different themes. You get to choose your vehicle from a simple car to a bike. It encourages you to race each other, sure, but nothing's stopping you from just sitting back or doing tricks and having a relaxing time. Those are right now the best UEFM maps in Fortnite Season 4. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.